When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in when the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend.
Good night, good night, good night. Whoever listening, watching from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean, welcome to Make We Talk, a special edition of the Make We Talk program. Tonight we're going to speak about by-election. I hope you all are hearing me clearly. Let me see something here. Good night, everyone. Good night. Like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Tonight we're going to speak about by-elections in our country. And how is it that the Prime Minister, I'm going to have Mr. Clark on. We're supposed to have someone or some people from St. Thomas. Pretty much sure you have seen a demonstration going on. So we're going to see if we can get those people to come on to the program tonight. Share up this live feed. Share it as much as you can. The Jamaican people need answers from the powers maybe in this country. It cannot be that we we can have by-elections, but some people can't have it. And that's how things work. That's not how things work. And so, my fellow Jamaicans, wherever you are listening from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean, good night to you all. We're going to speak about that tonight. We have to get some things done in this country. We can't get the powers maybe believe that because they're a part of the boom va and the boom va they must speak to us anyhow they feel like speaking to us and get away with it. No. No, Sankey no sing so. No, Sankey no sing so. Not one Sankey no sing so. And the Prime Minister believes that he can continue doing these things. Let me bring in Mr. Clark. Mr. Clark, welcome to the program, sir.
Good night, Mr. Tavares. Good night. Thank you very much.
I know your father, my good friend, Sir Marcel Clark, is indisposed at the moment because he has a prior engagement.
Yes.
You hail from the parish of St. Thomas, rather.
Yes,
You
sir.
are your father is a great grandson of Paul Bogle. Your bloodline run through Paul Bogle too. Or should I say your line come from Paul Bogle?
Mm-hmm.
What I see going on in St. Thomas today, we're gonna get Mr. Is it Pastor Pusley?
Mr. Pasley.
Yeah, Pastor Pasley, yes, Mr. Pasley. He's
Yes.
gonna come on. He's gonna come on at 8 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
But tell me something. You people are due for a by-election because your councillor died.
We are not due, you know. We are past due for a by-election. We're past due for a by-election, Mr. Tavares.
Yes, sir.
We're past due, not due. We'd have been due an election since August, or let's say July,
Continue talking to me. Go ahead.
right? Our councillor died, let's say the month of, what was it? April. No, early May, right? You know, and in constitutionally, within 30 days, a by-election should be called for the division due to the vacancy of the seat. Now, the Prime Minister himself came out with a statement saying they're extending the date by another 30 days, which makes it 6 months instead of 3 months, right? Which drops us right into the gap of within a year of the general election, which within a year of the general election, there can be no by-election called, whether divisional or constituency,
Mm-hmm.
right? So all that they're doing now, calling an election for Northeast Saint Ann or wherever in Saint Ann, no disrespect to Saint Ann, but you know, it is illegal,
Mm-hmm.
very illegal. No, you have two other divisions or constituencies in need of a by-election due to deaths, and someone
Yes.
resigned today and there's a by-election called tomorrow. How is that legal now?
You know something, Mr. Clark?
Yes.
The people of our country will sit down and say nothing about what is going on. Not one single thing.
Right. You're right. You're
And and
totally
and,
right.
and, it, and it's full time that we demand accountability in this country. I've lost your video. You're still there? Yes.
Yes,
Demand
I'm here.
accountability in this country. And the Prime Minister promised us fixed election date, but yet nothing. Nothing until now.
Right. You're totally right, you know, Mr. Tavares. And come to think of it, and Comrade Dayton Campbell stated in a recent interview that it will cost them $25 million for just that one by-election.
No, man. It's 30 something million for the by election in St. Ann.
It's 30 something now. To think of it, you're going to spend that money now, and within a year, you're spending 3 times, 4 times, probably 6 times that for a general election. You're wasting the people's money.
And that is why I'm saying it cannot be at the BS of a prime minister when he decides to call an election, he calls.
It
Dan,
cannot be like that.
Daniel Archer of the Integrity Commission, the NIA,
Uh-huh.
you know what I'm talking? The NIA. She came out and said, no, it cannot be at the BS of this prime minister or any other prime minister that when they feel like to call a by-election, they call it, or a local government election, they call it a general election. It has to be a fixed election date. And we continue hearing these people talking about fixed election date, and nothing has been done.
But Mr. Tavares, I just realized something, you know. I spoke earlier about the amendment of the law for extra 30 days on the time period that is given for the vacancy of a seat, whether council or MP, right? Now, if that extension was granted, how is it that this by-election is being called one day after the person vacates the seat? Shouldn't they wait the same 6 months if it's an amendment of the law? Because I'm sure the law does not go for one parish or one division only. It goes for the entire country. Now, isn't the Prime Minister breaking a law there?
I think he is, you know, and I think as I said today in a conversation I had today, because some people have been calling off my phone, even when I was at work, calling off my phone saying if I don't see what is going on. And I said that the people of St. Thomas can put a lawsuit against the Minister of Local Government, Minister Desmond McKenzie, and the Prime Minister of Jamaica. The people of St. Thomas must demand, and I get to understand on have a mayor out there who him believe that he's Mr. Bull Duppy and Duppy conquer, nobody can talk to him.
You're right. You're totally right. He believes that he's Bullbuck, Duppy Conqueror, and God himself, but he's none of those. You know, he has yet.
Yes.
He has yet to address the people of St. Thomas in a correct manner, other than his.
I have some video to play here. Hold on a minute. I have some video to play here.
Okay.
What I saw happen today. It was sent to me, and I want to play.
My name is Erica Beckford. I'm from the Morant Division, and this is my third time out here protesting for our by-election. Now, look how ironic it is. We had COVID, and the Prime Minister could have called election in at a time when people are dead. Right? And now there's a simple little by-election, and he is using Beryl not to call the by-election. Even go ahead and amend the law to facilitate his purpose. But look how bad it is. Now he wants to make an amend. Want to make an amend, right? To suit itself. You listen to me? To suit itself. When he called his by-election in West sentence, just to suit itself. What about the people of the Morant Bay? What about the people of the Morant Bay division? It only shows that you don't care. And you're all for yourself and yourself alone, Mr. Prime Minister. Desmond McKenzie is not what? The mayor. And he's not the Prime Minister. Who is Desmond McKenzie to call a shot? Time come, and the time we want to buy, we want to buy election to be called. No, we have no representative. We're sick and tired.
We're going to make this demonstration bigger. And the last time we promised that we would have gone to Jamaica House, but this trip, because of what he has done, he has called a by-election in one day for St. Anne. But he has refused to call the one in Morant Bay for months now. And he has amended the law in Morant just because of Morant Bay by-election, because he's not sure if he's going to win it. But we are saying, Mr. Prime Minister, if you don't do something, we're going to do something.
Yeah.
And this is St. Thomas, we have the Palm. We don't feel like we're afraid. We are from St. Thomas, and the blood of Palm still run through our veins. And we are saying to you, we are telling you, we're not asking you, you need to call the by-election.
Mr. Prime
You need
Minister,
to call the by-election.
please call the by-election. We need a representative for the Morant Bay division. And we need it. No, we cannot speak to the mayor. And even send a text to the mayor. And he doesn't even reply.
He know that we're here this morning and choose not to come.
So may I ask you, Mr. Prime Minister, don't make it get out of hand.
Leroy Pasley from Eastern St. Thomas. We are here this morning representing our people, asking the Prime Minister and the power that be, why is it that the by-election is not being called in the Morant Bay division, whilst we have seen one of the Member of Parliament resign on Tuesday, and by Wednesday a by-election order was given. So we are saying, what is it about St. Thomas why we can't get the by-election? The people of the Morant Bay division is not being represented any at all. And to be honest, with the back-to-school situation, even in Morant Bay, I went to speak to the mayor, and he promised that he would have done something, and he did nothing at all for the People's National Party supporters. He did nothing. So the people here are not represented any at all. And we are saying that the time has come that Mr. Holness use the law, go by what govern the country, and call the by-election. Stop putting us off. You can call a by-election for somebody who you see that you want some form of political mileage from for whatever reason. But you can't call the one in Morant Bay. Mr. Why? Give us a reason why. The people need a political representative because they cannot go to the mayor. They cannot go to nobody at all. As a matter of fact, if you go to speak to him, he's not there. He's a man of very few words. So if you're speaking to him, he'll just say one or two things. You can't get a conversation from him. And we are saying, we believe that this is heights of corruption. We believe that this is heights of hypocrisy. And the people in Morant Bay division is demanding. We are not begging, we are not asking, we are demanding the Prime Minister to ensure that the Morant Bay by-election is called. You call a by-election for a Member of Parliament that within 12 months we must have a general election. And the local government election is not due until 3.5 years. Why we can't get the by-election? Why the people have to suffer because of your ignorance and arrogance? Why the people have to be in a position where they have no representation, they have nobody to go to, nobody to stand with them, to stand for them? Even in back to school, as I said before, they have no support. So we are saying, we need justice, we need a by-election, we need a political representative, we need somebody to come and speak to us, and the mayor is not doing that. So we are saying, Mr. Holness, with all due respect to your office, you have a responsibility. Call the by-election. With all due respect, Mr. Desmond McKenzie, you have a responsibility. Call the by-election. Use the law and continue to do that, and don't do things because it pleases you. Do what the citizens of this country is deserving. That's all we are saying.
Victor Hutchinson, St. Thomas resident. We all know that election don't set like rain because it's very easy for a Prime Minister tell you that. But if the one that is due for over 4 months now is not set like rain, how is it that the one that due within 24 hours is almost being called? Well, it is called, it is announced, and they are now getting ready for it. We want the Morant Bay divisional election now. Right. We, the people, need their representative, and no one else can represent them like their representative. So it don't make sense we call upon the mayor to say represent these people. It don't work out because the mayor cannot even represent the division that he lives in or he presides over. So we need an election to be called now, and I'm calling upon the mayor to ensure that an election for the Morant Bay division is called now, because the people are waiting, they are restless, and we don't know what might transpire when we hold the people against their will for too long. So the time come.
He won convincingly the last election. He won convincingly. Why is it that his legacy cannot be upheld? Why is it that the by-election cannot be called? So that somebody can represent him. He won convincing. He didn't won by 2 or 3.
We want
He won
justice.
convincingly. Called the
Justice
by-election.
for
And I know
Washington.
the gentleman's name.
We want
to be represented.
justice.
And the people can represent him.
But you know something, viewers and subscribers on this Make We Talk program, and for those who are listening on radio, both Sugar Rockers Radio and Jam Talk Vibes Radio here in South Florida. For those who are listening to us, it's a shame and disgrace that the Jamaican people have to still sit idly by. Just sit down and wait until a prime minister when him feel like to call an election. He went and called a by-election. What about the other seats that are vacant? Why aren't you calling a by-election for those seats? But you decide to call a by-election because you want Matthew Samuda to fill some vacant. And you know something? You have 3 independent candidates down there running in. And if that election could run fairly, I wish to God that one of the 3 independent candidates win. To show them a sign that we can't continue like this as a people in this country. We cannot. I'm trying to get a hold of Head Boy to come on to the program here. Hopefully we can. And also Luke George Pope. But Mr. Clark, welcome back to the program with us, sir.
Yes, Mr. Tavares.
Based on Mr. Pasley is coming on to the program. The same gentleman here in the striped shirt.
Yes.
On the screen here. He's going to come on to the program pretty soon to speak to us. But when you see all these things going on in your country as a young man, how do you feel? Do you see a future for this country?
Mr. Tavares, you know, I've been, as I would say, I've been politically active since last year, and my reason for that is because I don't see a future for the youths in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, seeing stuff like this protest, I've been to two protests before in the same capacity about the same by-election with these same people we see on the screen earlier.
Yes.
And it goes to show that when you see something like this and then you hear behind the closed doors, or you hear on the road people are saying, "Oh, that don't make no sense, that this, that." You know, they don't see, a lot of people in Jamaica don't see the benefit of having a representative. And the reason for that is the current government.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the current government is a dictatorship.
Mm-hmm.
They dictate to the people. They don't ask the people what they want, but they just force it upon them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I am very sure, as a public representative, you must be accessible to the people of your constituency or the people of your country.
True.
The leader of this country, Jamaica, is not accessible to the people. Whenever he's asked a question, he answers with anger. I remember watching what was it? I think some panel discussion with our town hall meeting with some young youths from the University of Technology.
I remember it's the young man who spoke to him. He's not a medical doctor. I don't remember his correct name.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember that town hall meeting happened about 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, go ahead.
There's also a recent one with a young man from UTech, when they were talking about the NIDS and heart trusts.
It's him, same one.
It's him, same one.
Yes.
Right. how he answered the young man with aggression is not becoming of a leader. And it's not just from the top alone, but what's at the top of the river is flowing to the bottom. Because I saw a video with a council representative addressing said Mr. Pasley yesterday with anger.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're addressing a member of your constituency, or not
Yes.
even a constituency, a member or citizen of your parish with such an anger. How are we, the people, to feel we have a voice when we are greeted with anger? How are young people, youths coming up to behave when speaking to a representative such as himself? If I see you behaving like that, I'm going to address you just the same. I now come to you softly, because I'm sure you're not going to come softly. Think about it. Think about it. I'm addressing you in such a calm way, or I'm protesting and you come out with such an anger.
And I know what you're talking about, and I want to show you what happened on the grounds of the People's Council office. The council office don't owned by the Jamaica Labour Party.
Right.
The council office don't owned by the People's National Party.
Mm-hmm.
The council office is owned by the Jamaican people. And
Right.
I want to show this video here.
No, we're not going inside, you know. We're not going inside.
This is a committee meeting. This is a committee
People can't see him.
Boy, every time I
Is
see
this
it, I
Jamaica?
have to laugh.
I have to play back this video to make everybody see. This is what happened in St. Thomas today, where the people are demanding to speak to the councillor, the mayor rather. He's the mayor for everybody. It's not the mayor for only JLP people alone. And it was demanded to speak to the mayor. And this is what happened.
No, we're not going inside, you know. We're not going inside.
This is a committee meeting. This is a committee
People can't see him.
I want to find out something here. And I'm waiting for Mr. Pasley to come onto the program
I
here.
also have a question for Mr. Pasley, Mr. Tavares. I also am awaiting his appearance. But
Before
you
you
know-
go any further, Mr. Clark, hold on for me.
yes,
Is the same gentleman in a long sleeve shirt? Was he the one who said that Mr. Pasley had shot in his mouth?
no, the dark skin one, the one that came out afterwards.
Yes.
No, but the dark skin one that was in front of him.
You mean the big belly guy there?
Right.
He's
But
the
I have
one
a
who said
question.
that Mr. Pastor need a shot in his mouth.
Right, and he's the councillor for the Yalas division.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, yes, sir.
So we have gunmen representing the people of this country.
I can neither confirm nor deny. But I
No,
have
I'm
a
saying it.
question for Mr. Pastor about the said toss leave man that came out afterwards. You know, I have a question for him. I have to ask who that man is, because if I'm correct, I'm sure a council meeting, a committee meeting. Committee meetings are normally private meetings with the
Right.
councillors. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm just speculating.
Yes.
And if I'm correct, that man in the tall sleeve is not a council member or someone who is supposed to be in that committee meeting. But when Mr. Pasley gets here, I want to ask that question. But yes, Mr. Tavares, and you know, I said this last year, December, before the before the local government election. And I don't mean this in any way, shape, or form to any Jamaican or any member of the Jamaica Labour Party. But I said, if the Jamaica Labour Party win, there might be a division. St. Thomas people and the might be a division don't want to be of wealth, and they fear, they live in fear. I said it. They live in fear
I
if the
think the entire
Jamaica Labour
Jamaican,
Party
I
win
think,
more
sorry to be cutting
division.
this up. I think the
Huh?
Jamaican people, I think the entire Jamaican, are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes, I think all Jamaicans are living in fear for their life. They're afraid to speak out because of the political climate that Jamaica is in.
Right.
Jamaica has a dictator who believes that he's Mr. Bull Duppy and Duppy Conqueror.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody, you see that he doesn't remember where he's coming, that he's the people's leader. Mr. Prime Minister and Mr. Desmond Mackenzie. I know you all are watching this program and you're saying to yourself, look at that damn idiot. I don't care what you want to call me, you know. The people of Jamaica, you, Prime Minister Holness, promise the Jamaican people fixed election date. It cannot continue like this. After 62 years of independence, the Jamaican people must depend on the BS of a Prime Minister. Whether the Prime Minister is a JLP Prime Minister or a PNP Prime Minister, the Jamaican people demand that a fixed election date is set. That you can't come around and believe that you are Mr. Bull Duppy and Duppy Conqueror. That you call it when you feel like calling it. Enough of it. I have with me joining now my good friend Luke George Cook. Luke, welcome to the program.
Yeah, Jeffrey, I watch over you.
That man who don't have in the parliament, who believes that Mr. Bull Duppy and Duppy Conqueror.
Who is that?
The Prime Minister and the Minister of local government.
So, tell me how I go on, because
the people of St. Thomas is demanding a by-election. He can call a by-election for St. Anne. He hasn't called a by-election for Marissa Dahl Philibert, or whatever her name is. He hasn't called a by-election for other places where councillors are not in a seat. So what is so special about St. Anne?
The parish that has the beautiful white sand and beaches. And
that is being given away to the Chinese.
Well, look here, Jeffrey. The Prime Minister, I think I've heard this now being said in many corners of the discussion, that it's unconstitutional in an election year that you would call a by-election, and we will see how much this constitution reform Prime Minister will honor the constitution as it is, because if he breaks the law, then he has no right to be talking about constitution reform, unless that reform will serve him and his cabinet And what a disrespectful way of saying to the Jamaican people who must now believe the notion that constitution reform is going to modernize the system of governance that operates in Jamaica. So if the lawmaker becomes the lawbreaker, Jeffrey, what must be said about the law and constitution?
If I may add to that same constitutional reform, how can a government,
Continue talking, gentlemen. I'm trying to assist Mr. Pastor to come on. Let's continue
how can
talking,
a
Luke.
government be reforming the constitution or changing the constitution? But we've been trying to relieve ourselves or vanquish the monarchy from over Jamaica to make Jamaica fully independent. How can they focus on the constitutional reform when we have that matter to deal with? And to reform the constitution, that matter has to be dealt with. Am I wrong or am I right?
I personally think that getting rid of the king from Jamaica is not going to solve Jamaica's problem, you know.
It won't, it won't. Don't get me wrong.
I don't know why
but
we're debating and getting rid of the king. What we should debate on is constitutional reform in this country. I have Mr. Pastor now. Mr. Pastor, welcome to the program, sir. Hold on for me. What's going on here? Oh, Lord. Jesus have mercy. Go ahead for me. Hold on. Try something here again. Are you hearing us now? Go ahead. Mr. Pastor?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, go ahead now. Welcome to the program.
Yes, sir. Good night, and thanks for having me. And good night to your listeners.
What message going on in St. Thomas? Talk to me.
There's a lot of things. One, we have been asking for a by-election to be held in the Morant division. We have lost our councillor from the 1st of May. And since then, a by-election was scheduled to have called. The Prime Minister and the local government minister, Mr. Desmond McKenzie, had pushed back something that was not set for 3 months, for 90 days. And on the end of the 90 days, the 90 days ended August month, and we have not seen or heard anything. However, we would have seen where one of his member of parliament would have resigned on Tuesday.
Yes.
And by Wednesday morning, he would have set a by-election order. So we see it as one that he is disregarding the citizens of Morant division. He is showing disrespect to the people who would have chosen somebody to represent them politically, and because of natural causes, that person is unable to, because the person is deceased. And it is incumbent upon them now to make sure that they put the proper thing in place so that persons can choose who they want to represent them. And the problem...
Sorry, go ahead, sir.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
The problem with representation in Morant division is that we have the mayor who is now sitting in that seat. But I don't believe that he is a fair and just person, in the sense that even in back to school, persons would have depended on their councillor to assist, to keep back to school treats, to help them, because everybody is not financially capable of handling all their expenses. We I personally went and speak to him, and I asked one of his colleagues at one point to ask him to assist some of the PNP with back to school program, and he said yes, and he has not done anything to assist these people who would have needed help. And so it becomes, you can't call him and get him. And if you go to him, he's a man of very, 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 very few words. So if you speak 700 words, he will speak 3.
Let me ask you a
And it's
question, Mr.
hard.
Pastor.
Yes.
What position do you hold in St. Thomas, may I ask, in the council? Are you just a
Well,
citizen?
I am just a citizen. I am a former candidate for the Seaford division
Yes.
for the People's National Party. However, I am in the Morant Bay division in the Eastern St. Thomas space where I work with Comrade Rohan. You know, I really am putting out a lot of effort because she is a wonderful politician, and we want to see her go to Garden House. And so we are working assiduously with her in the Eastern St. Thomas space. Whatever else happens in the future, we don't know. But for now, we are ensuring that we put her in the position that she so deserves. And we know that because of the working history that she has, she will be a very, 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 very good member of parliament.
I want to ask you this question, though, Mr. Parsley.
Mhm.
There's a viral video because I was at work today when I got numerous phone calls
Mhm.
about what is going on in St. Thomas, because people know that one of my mentor and friend, my brother, Marcel Clark, is from up there. And he comes on this program all the time. And I got calls and I said, Jeffrey, there's a video going around like police want to lock up some people because they go on the grounds of the
Municipal Corporation.
Right. I see you on a man got in an altercation where you're arguing. The man promised a gunshot in your mouth?
Well, he is Mr. John Lee, the councillor of the Yallas division. And I'm very flabbergasted at his attitude and behavior because, you know, I've never expected a man, I've never expected him to behave like that, because when we reach on the compound, all we ask for was to speak to the mayor, which is our rights to speak to the mayor.
Hold on there for me now. Hold on there for me. Remember what you said. A lot of Jamaicans do not realize that those people who are elected in the Parliament of Jamaica, when I get Luke George Cook to come on in and Mr. Clark was on the line here with us, we're going to get them to come on. But a lot of Jamaicans don't realize that when you elect a councillor, a member of Parliament, and a Prime Minister, so that whichever, when you elect Prime Minister in this country, we just give them Prime Ministership, we don't elect nobody. They are the servant of the people of this country.
Exactly.
So in case those people of the council in St. Thomas don't realize that the mayor of St. Thomas is the servant of the people of St. Thomas, and you have a right, you have a right to demand to see him.
Yes.
Hold on for me, Mr. Clark, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Parsley. Good evening, sir. Good night. I have a question.
Good night.
The gentleman that came out and brought to bring Mr. John Lee back into the council room, is that man JLP candidate for the council seat of Morant Bay, Mr. Downey?
No, that wasn't Mr. Downey.
Okay, because
That wasn't Mr. Downey.
I just wanted to know.
All right.
Thank you.
Right. Mr. Parsley, continue
Yes.
what you're saying, because somebody offer your gunshot in your mouth. Me hear that. Talk to me.
So, all right. So whilst we were here demanding to speak to the mayor, Mr. John Lee burst out of the council and began to say what he was saying. So I was talking to him because someone I know. So, and he began to behave the way I saw him behaving, and you know, the whole thing got heated. And upon turning away, his statement was, "We need a shot in my mouth." And even the police would have heard, because you would have seen when one of my supporters would have asked, you know, hear him tell the man, say, look, well, he said yes, but you know, just calm down.
Hold on there for me now. Hold on there for me now. Because for far too long, as a man drew his gun in the last local government election in St. Thomas. And that man sits in the council now.
Yes.
So it seems as if Jamaica have a barrage of gunmen representing the people of this country. That's why the crime can't done.
You mean wrong and strong, man. Wrong and strong.
Go ahead, Luke George Cook.
Yeah, them look like them cut out my internet, Jeffrey. Them not 5 me hard, so they have to cut my internet. You mean you have a barrage of wrong and strong? And I bet you from the commissioner of police and that disgraceful policeman who heard a man make an open threat. Him tell him when I gonna use, him say I'm gonna use gunshot and shoot the man in the mouth. And you did not bring any charges against that man in your capacity as a policeman. It's not that it was said and it's hearsay now. And it's not that you can't find the tape. No, the question begs how that man remains sitting in the lower house of parliament or at the local government level. If that is the level of behavior when the citizen or citizens of Jamaica constitutionally try to speak to the highest officer of the local government municipality office. If this is what it look like now, Jeffrey, at this stage, then imagine what is going to happen when it comes, when them start to ram up the wheel for having general election. How many more of us will have to go meet our creator if we try to speak? And is this the administration, is this the legacy of Andrew Holness, that your subordinate or your surrogate can speak to any Jamaican as them have a mind, and therefore using intimidation in 2024, telling a man that he need a shot in the mouth because you disagree with him? Is this how we handle discourse? Then when the young people them go up on the bus and the bus park and then ram and thief and chop up them one another, where is this coming from? Isn't this a reflection of a country that Wholeness have now turned this into bad man town, bad man forward, bad man pull up, gunshot in your mouth? It sounds diabolical, but let me tell you, Jeffrey, it's a true reflection of how the administration is operating. Everywhere you go around town, you hear people say the wrong and strong people them and the bully them. This has really become a country of a tyrannic leader with his despots who are tyrannic in how them execute themselves. You can't have a civil conversation and it not turn out in a war nowadays, you know. So the mayor sat in the comfort of the council while Jamaicans came to have dialogue. And in that course, a man, a citizen, whether you like the man or not, whether he agree with your political view, you expect a certain behavior that goes along with a certain office. But nowadays, I can tell you, the offices have no respect. The officers and the people operating that space conduct themselves in total disregard to the Jamaican people. And I hope that the Jamaican people will hold their government accountable, because if they don't hold them government accountable, you wait until the administration, if it returns to government, we'll see what will happen.
I'm in total agreement with you, because we are just saying, because if you look at the videos, you have seen where these people were just asking, we need to speak to the mayor. That is all they were saying, nothing else. And I would have believed, even if you're having a committee meeting, you could have break and said, all right, give me 5 minutes, come outside, say to the residents of the town of Morant Bay, we are having a meeting now. You could come back and speak to me tomorrow at 10 a.m. or this evening at 3 p.m. after this meeting is over, and we can have a dialogue as it results to whatever crisis you're having. He could have done that, but what they did, another councillor went inside for him, took him out, went into the BMW and sped off. And it shows very scant regards to the people who, maybe not them, but their relatives who have voted for you and give you the opportunity to become mayor of the town of Morant Bay. It shows total disrespect to those people who believed in you. It shows total disrespect to a town, a parish that is looking forward to upward mobility in terms of development, having a representative as that who is unable and refuse to represent the people who voted for him. And that is what is happening in St. Thomas. We are, if you ask questions, it's straight bad man thing.
So, Mr.
If you are not, if you're not in agreement with these guys, a straight bad man thing.
So, Mr. Pastor, let me ask you this question, Mr. Pastor. As a citizen of St. Thomas, you were threatened by a councillor, a sitting councillor. Isn't that so?
Yes.
Are you going to take this light? Let us let it go away, sir?
We are dealing with it. We are dealing with it.
I didn't hear you.
We are dealing with it.
Okay. No, let me ask you this question now, sir. Oh, sorry. Someone, Mr. Clark, want to ask you a question. Go ahead, Clarky.
No, not a question, but you said something earlier about the councillor making the threat to Mr. Pasley in the presence of police officers. I might add that every time the PMP, since the death of our councillor, every time the People's National Party are having a demonstration, when we had our demonstration of the death of the councillor, when we had the NEC meeting in St. Thomas, those same police officers were present everywhere the People's National Party turned, especially our MP candidate, Miss Rosemary Shaw. Everywhere she turned, that those same police officers were. And you're telling me that those same police officers show up every time we're having a protest or a demonstration or a meeting. No, they're having the protest. They call the same police officers. Aren't there any other police officers in Morant Bay? Isn't there? Doesn't that look fishy to you, Mr. Tavares? The
No,
same
it don't look
police
fishy.
officers.
No. Those are the members of the firm that is carrying out the execution work of the governing party. Remember, police can be bought and sold, depending on who wants them. And this is a disgrace. Kevin Daly must come out and let them officer go. They must be fired with immediate effect, because what you have failed to do is to live up to the mantra of the JCF, which is the right to protect and ensure the safety of your citizens' life. Now, if somebody said in your presence, imagine your office is to make sure that you reassure and protect the Jamaican people. And if somebody had the gall to say to a man, you want a shot in your mouth, you might say that's not a direct threat, but you can give him a warning and give the man a white paper to say, I heard when this thing was said to you. And in the event that anything could happen to you.
Honest, Inspector Gordon, who was present there as a ground commander, he actually took a statement and promised that he would have called him and cautioned him. I am yet to pick up the receipt. He had asked me to come and get the receipt. However, I was really busy today, but I'm going back there tomorrow. So
yeah, man, get the receipt, brother, because take them light.
Well, hold on there, Mr.
No, man, make sure that you do everything. Not care how busy you is. Keep that the receipt, they post it up on every social media page. Expose the villain for who he is. And don't let tomorrow pass and you don't have that receipt. The Jamaica politics have gotten to gutter politics, that if them tell you them are going to kill you, it is in them intention. Out of the abundance of the mouth, the heart speaketh. So this is this is what the politics has become. Me not like you, me not like what you say, me label you, and me can kill you.
All right, Jeffrey.
Hold on for me there.
Jeffrey.
I have with me Sir Christopher. Chris.
How are you doing, Jeffrey?
I'm good, man. Welcome to the program.
And your guests. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good.
So far.
I wish Christopher this, Jeffrey.
No, the Christopher Campbell. I don't think you know who is Luke. A friend of mine who's on YouTube.
Okay.
Jeffrey,
yes.
Jeffrey,
Go Go ahead.
I was compelled to really call you tonight because I am wondering if people understand where Jamaica is and the kind of person that is leading this country. We're slow walking for sure into some kind of dictatorship. And if
I'm not slow walk, we are slow, brother.
Hold on there, Luke. Hold on there, Luke.
this is
I know Christopher don't have a long time with me, so go ahead, Christopher.
yeah, what I see from afar, and just as I consider myself a student of history to some degree, and looking at the different forms that this kind of thing takes. This guy, if he gets back into office, I'm sure will complete the circle and take away most of the rights that Jamaicans have. And I've been telling people, I think I said this to you, Jeffrey, Andrew Holness have no intention of leaving power willingly. He's going to try everything, as you can see, move certain components into his office that will allow him to manipulate the result of the upcoming election. He is a little Trumpian kind of personality. He's there to build up his power base. You can see him putting all the pieces in place. Him like power, and he will do anything to hold on to power. This man is a danger to Jamaica. We have never had in the history of Jamaica's politics, even in the dark days of our tribal politics, somebody so Machiavellian as this guy. And he's doing it in the open. So I don't understand that people don't see this man is doing these things in the open. Him almost hypnotizing the people because him is such a, I wouldn't call him a charismatic person as Michael Manley, but him understand how to use the culture. Him is a culture vulture, as the American them call these kind of people. Where him use the culture.
What he's doing, Christopher. We're gonna go back to Mr. Pass when I finish saying this. What he's doing, he's using reverse psychology on the people of our country. He's good at that. He's good at being a con man and a dan man. I want to apologize to nobody because it's the truth. Mr.
It is the truth.
Mr. Pastor, come back to the program here. Let me say something. Let me ask you this question now, sir. You all led a demonstration this morning asking for a by-election.
Yes.
You didn't get the chance to speak to the mayor. Do you have any
plans? Not until now. But this is
just
to say this yesterday morning.
Hold on for me. Do you have any plans, sir, to take this demonstration to the seat of power in this country, where the people's house, whether it be Jamaica House or the People's Parliament? What is your plan, sir?
All right. The plan is, so tomorrow morning we are going back to the council because they'll be having their general council meeting tomorrow. So we are going back there tomorrow and we are going to be demanding to speak to the mayor. At that point, if he then rejects speaking to us and or if he doesn't show up at that meeting, because they are good at that, not because they know that we are going to come, they don't show up, then we are planning on going to Garden House at the next sitting of Garden House, because our voices must be heard at some point. And I believe that even today, I believe that Paul is turning in his grave, because when he looked at what we are sitting on and taking from these guys who we have put in power, we allow them to manipulate us, and as you rightfully said, use reverse psychology on us and turn us into a set of goons, a set of idiots. And we are doing nothing about it.
Let me ask you something. The councillor is the councillor for James Roberts or Michelle Charles?
James Robertson.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, and the one, hold on there now for me now. The one who promised you gunshot in the mouth. James Robertson councillor too.
Same person, yeah.
Yeah, we know James Roberts record, you know. And you see the
Chris,
apple, the apple
hold on
never
there for me,
falls
Chris.
far from the tree, as them say.
Hold
You
on there for me,
understand?
Chris. Hold on there for me, Chris. Hold on. Be careful how we talk because
Well,
them
Jeffrey, them
soon-
can't come sue me. I don't afraid of none of them. Let them come sue me. The record speak for itself, you know. I'm not saying anything outside of what is on the record.
I know, but hold on a minute there. So that means, and why I'm asking all of these questions, let Luke come back in here too. Why I'm asking all of this, and Mr. Clark, why I'm asking all of this, Sir Parsley, is this. The one who in the by-election, in the local government election that the gun, who drew his gun on people, he is from James Robertson constituency too, based on what I hear.
Yes.
Is that so,
He
sir?
was there.
Is that true?
Yes.
Jeffrey, the head of the fish is rotten. If the head of the fish is rotten.
He was the one who drove away the man. He drove the man.
Oh, the one who draw the gun at the people in the local government election.
Yes, he was the one who drove away.
And the people them are on a particular supporter, Jeffrey.
The question, Jeffrey, I want to ask you, guess, is what will be the tipping point for Jamaicans to wake up? Because I'm watching from afar, and I'm seeing slowly we get into the Rubicon, to the abyss, and it seems not to move the people to live up to.
I had a program the other day, and I was saying the very same thing. I remember I made a statement. I said Marcus Garvey had made a very powerful statement when he said, "Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind."
Yes.
And one of the things that I realize is that we are under a curse. We are under some form of, I don't know what it is, but Jamaican people are unable to see what is actually happening before their very eyes.
We have regressed politically. Yeah, we have gone backwards. We have gone backwards. And I think it's part of the plan, you know. Don't educate people. Don't fund education. And you know what? You'll end up with people like we end up with, where, you know, you don't have informed people in a time when you have access to information. But if you can't take that information and digest it and understand the consequence that you're dealing with, then you're going to end up with the people having Jamaica.
No,
all
but
you think about is your belly.
Hold on.
And you don't think about anything outside of that.
Charles, Chris.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you something. The majority of Jamaicans are turned off from election. Them not believe one or the other party care about them in any way. And if you still have people that you can give them a $3,000, Chris, figure vote for the party that is looking them vote. Now it gone up to, it was $3,000 initially. Now some place them are give 10, right? But if the Jamaican people, you talk about the Jamaican people, it means that there are those of us who actually vote in terms of policy and not necessarily on party line. But I can't stop a man from taking $3,000 or $5,000 if him have to go home and tell him pity them say to take him can't put food on the table. The truth of the matter is that it is true that Jamaicans have to come to the place where we reach a point where we more and more you're seeing more apathy. But what is going to be important is that they have to go vote on conscience. If it not happen, then vote for the other people them, or put somebody in the constituency who you believe that will best represent you, because a lot of the time you are voting for somebody that the party sent there,
right?
Who is not in any way, shape, or form moved by the culture, the reality. So the truth is that election have consequences, and people have to now recognize that you want dictatorship where you soon lose your right for talk, you soon lose your right for how you choose your political candidate, and you already don't have no hospital, you have no real education that is
Right.
going on of the Jamaican people. But the truth is, you have to motivate people, and none of the two political parties, I can tell you, is doing a motivation. There is no glimmer of hope. Everybody in Jamaica, when you talk to them from top to bottom, Charles tell us that, where Jamaica go? It not go nowhere. Who are listening? So this election has to be how I go out and I meet with the people that I have direct influence over. When I sit with my family members, guys, I know that you might not like the policy of this political party, but look, this is the picture. And we have real conversation with
Right.
people, right? And we show them some of the reality, and we break it down that the common man from Morant Point to Negril Point can understand. Now use no highfalutin, sophisticated term. Just use some practical solution, like what you said. You know what this brother is, you're gonna say Machiavelli. But you know what this brother look like? Evil. Just one wicked evil
Is that true?
man.
No, I tell you, man, I look at this guy and I've been studying him since. And let me say this. Let me preface this by saying, when Andrew Holness actually came into office, I was one of these people, and I haven't lived in Jamaica in almost 40 years. But I've always kept in touch with what is going on in Jamaica. And I support schools and I support all kind of things behind the scene. And I can tell you this, when he said the things he said, and I'm a manly man, let me put that out there. I'm a big supporter of Michael Manley. I say that without any apologies. I think him is one of the greatest prime minister the Caribbean has ever produced. And if we had stayed with him on even on education alone, Jamaica would have been a different country. So let me just put that out there.
Give credit to Norman who set the tone and the temperature. But oftentimes we hear people say, I'm a Michael Manley man, but Norman Manley was the real rock.
Yes, well, them cut from the same cloth. So, but what I'm saying is, this guy came in and, he said all the right things, and he has done the complete opposite of what he has said. The only thing he seemed to have gained is to how to amass power and to use power to enrich himself and the people around him. And we have seen this playbook in Venezuela and all of these countries, where these strong men come in and they slowly amass power, and then you can dislodge them. And Holness is going down that road. And
hold on for me, Luke. Mr. What's your name again, sir? Sorry.
Parsley.
Mr. Parcel, yes, I know you have to go because you're close up and so forth. I want you to talk to us, though. The plans that you have to lead this demonstration, because as I said today to somebody, I said, listen to me, history will repeat itself. Paul Bogle led a rebellion from Morant Bay. You hear them talking about we have to ignite it.
So Jeffrey, you want Mr. Parsley go lead rebellion. Parsley's then start the rebellion. Jeffrey, I part on the spirit.
Mr. Parsley, start up the rebellion. Start it up.
Yeah, Mr. Parsley, Jeffrey, why you cannot be
I heard Mr. Clark say something earlier.
I'll come out tomorrow. But it's not a bad idea. But you
as
will
a
be
descendant of the Paul Bogle bloodline, I give you all right to be the next Paul Bogle, Mr. Parsley.
Gentlemen,
be the next
don't make nobody get no all right. Make him come out there to go speak to the spirit of his ancestors. No make nobody get no right. Go out there to go stand up and revoke Paul Bogle. But Mr. P, hear what me I say.
Look, hold on a minute there. Hold on. I was saying that, somebody was saying it to me today. When a person called me about it, I said to them, listen to me. We do not be very careful if the rebellion don't start from Morant Bay again. And one of the reasons why I said that is because for far too long, successive government has continued to put St. Thomas on the back burner with everything. And why I say this, Mr. Parsley, is this. the time has come for the people to rise up, and I've seen where the people are rising up. My question to you now, sir, when you go back to the council tomorrow morning, and if you get to speak to the mayor or not, what do you plan to achieve with all of this?
All right. One of the things that we must understand is that every by-election in a division is called by the mayor, not the prime minister, not the local government minister, but by the mayor. It is the mayor's responsibility to call the by-election. Now, what we want to know from him is the reason why he refuses to call the by-election, and when is it he's planning on calling this by-election. It is overdue, and the people without a political representative is being treated unfairly. If we cannot get that, then we will have to push the powers that be that governs him to speak to him.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
Hold on, Chris. Mr. Pastor, finish your thing. And I have to ask something to make Chris come on in. Then let Luke come on in. Go ahead.
Because at some point, somebody has to do something about this. You see, to be honest, we have suffered in St. Thomas, and I heard you say it for many years, and we have never had anybody to stand up with and for us. I remembered some months ago, many months ago, even in Seafort, they were killing the young men for nothing at all. And I was the only voice for them. And let me tell you something, these things keep on reoccurring. And one of the things that I see is going to happen to Morant Bay Division is it is reaching a point where politically some persons have to stay dumb, because if they speak, is either they are going to be flogged, or they are going to be they're going to have to run away or something, and we don't want that to happen.
All right, my question to you.
I heard Mr. Clark said the gentleman said something a while ago about Paul Bogle. Listen, if we have to be Paul Bogle, we're going to be Paul Bogle. Everything that speaks freedom starts in St. Thomas. Slavery starts to abolish right here in St. Thomas.
All right, let me ask you this question.
The Jamaica Constabulary Force start right here in St. Thomas.
Yes, let me answer this question though. Then I'll let Luke come on in, and then let Christopher come on in. Let me answer this question though. If you go to the mayor and the mayor don't give you the answer that the people want, your next move is to where?
We're going straight to Jamaica House.
And if you don't get the audience of the prime minister, where are you going next?
Well, that is
the Constitution Court.
Is that we're going to write to the king, or so, we don't know, but we have to get
the Constitution Court.
We're going to every person who has that authority, because the Governor General rules over the mayor. So we are speaking to all these people.
Jeffrey.
Yes.
You know, the job of an agitator is to agitate until you get a reaction. You must scratch the itch until you get the reaction. That is all great agitators, from Martin Luther King to Gandhi and everybody in that group. They understood that. What they want you to do is go away quietly, so then they can carry out their devious plan for the people. And I don't know what role the courts play in situations like this, but I don't know if they can take it to the courts, because I do not understand how you can willingly decide to hold by-election whenever you feel. How is that tangible and feasible in this day and age?
But Chris, remember that this prime minister ran on term limit, him said term limit, him I said term limit for MP, so them not stay there in them pampas and half dead. Him go set fixed election date. Now this is an election year.
Also talk about impeachment.
And that you're gonna get job description for these people, but there was nothing there that says there was going to be develop a 10 question whether the person is acting credible in the job, and what would have been the motivating factor to motivate this person to continue or to demote them and get them out of office. Now, the Constitution Court of Jamaica must now have a decision as to how long should a constituency be misrepresented at the local and the general elect, and if so, and the people of that district or constituency are asking for the powers that be to respond to them, what should follow? And that is where you have to follow the letter of the Constitution, because clearly, Imaga agitate. Mr. Holness never called the mayor and said, look here, me hear of a situation in St. Thomas. Me sure Mr. Holness hear this. And then probably hear, oh, it's a few troublemaker. But it's not Jamaicans. It's not, those people, they must be silent, they are just PMP pontiff, or this is how they are viewed.
What about, sorry to interject, what about the PSOJ? I hear the president of the PSOJ was talking about corruption the other day. It's a form of corruption to deny the people their right to be governed by the mayors and local officials. That is a form of corruption. Also, what is a form of corruption is the business people and not funnel money to these guys to buy votes. Why they don't talk clearly about these things instead of come with a mealy mouth self and talk about corruption in a vague way? Call it out for what it is. You have the most corrupt politician in the history of the country sitting in the parliament, the prime minister, Andrew Holness, and I say that without any reservation. He's a corrupt person.
But Christopher, if the POCJ don't have any credibility to come out and speak about anything like this, they must just corrupt as the parliament of this country.
We know that, Jeffrey. We know who is fueling the money behind buying the votes. We know that, and I know that personally. You understand? So when I'm saying that, I have no respect for those people, and I tell you this, and I think your guests will agree with me. The most corrupt part of Jamaica is not the ghettos, is uptown in those enclaves with their security forces guarding them. The most corrupt part of Jamaica is the as you call them, Jeffrey, you have a word for them, is sitting on the top of the city overlooking the downtown and the ghettos and acting like them is some respectable people. I have no respect for them. None. And I see them and I know them and I move amongst them sometime with disdain. I have nothing but disdain for them. I have more respect for the people in the ghettos than them people up there.
Gentlemen, I want to let Mr. Pastor have his final word, because I know he has to go. He really has to go. Mr. Parsley, I want you to tell us then, you don't get all what you want from who you go to and whatever. Luke was saying to you, the next move is the Constitutional Court. Are you prepared to do that? Are you prepared as a Jamaican citizen to say, okay, enough is enough and do it?
We would have spoken to the party about that, and they would have a meeting with us. So we are now awaiting because they would have to go to the fine prints of filing on, after they've done all these things. So we would have already spoken to them about it. We had a discussion on it, so we are waiting on them to get back to us as a result. So taking it to court if nothing has been done within a certain time.
Let me say this to you though. Can't you do it as a Jamaican citizen? Forget about the PNP. Can't you come together and get to a lawyer and do it and just do it because Jamaican citizen? As a Jamaican citizen?
Yes. We also asked that question. Yes, it can be done. It can be done like that. We will have to seek counsel as a result to how to go ahead with that. However, we don't want to circumvent or to bypass the party who represents us, because they would have already started the process. So we would have to speak with them, see where they are, see what's happening, because if they call it by-election anytime now, we would need to do all of that. So,
well, I can tell you, sir. Hold on. We'll never call it. Thank you for coming on. Go ahead.
Thank you for having me, all right?
And I will talk to you off here again, sir, because I need to speak to you about something.
Okay. Yes, man.
All
Thanks.
right. Good night. Good night.
Good night. And you continue holding up this strong, because I tell you something. These people like we want to start with Marcel Clark and lead what to be led in this country. Thank you for coming on, sir.
So you're coming down for the Morant Bay Rebellion, Jeffrey?
You've been doing what?
Yeah, come for the Morant Bay Rebellion.
Anything? I just told Mr. Pastor goodbye. We don't talk now. Christopher,
Mr. Christopher, you said something earlier about the corruption of the government and that it's at the head. Yeah, yesterday morning, if not yesterday morning, but this morning, the Jamaica Observer released a statement stating that 5 members of the People's National Party and 3 members of the Jamaica Labour Party are under investigation from the Integrity Commission.
Christopher, hold on there. Now, Christopher, Mr. Clark, hold on there for me. Let us not talk about that because the Observer is misleading the people.
I will not. I don't believe anything. First of all,
I was just about to go to that point.
I do not read the Observer because I don't find it credible, and I know it's not credible.
No, but the only people with that kind of information is the Speaker of the House, which is the wife of the Prime Minister, and the Integrity Commission. And I'm sure the Integrity Commission would not have released said information stating which party
the
illicit aid come from.
All you have to know is this. Use your logical mind. If that was the case, should I fling it out on the street for people?
A long time ago.
Okay.
A long time ago. Listen, I'm a young man from the Morant Bay division. I listen, and I'm not going to, and it don't want to seem like because I am a member of the People's National Party why I say this. But no leader of the government or opposition has ever towards St. Thomas like how Mark Golden towards St. Thomas and spoke to the people of St. Thomas. The only person who came close to that was Portia when she did her island tour and came through Portland and go through St. Thomas. But Mark Golden drove through and he stopped and he talked to the people of St. Thomas. And I believe, and you say you're a man of Michael Manley. Well, I'm a young man under the leadership of Mr. Mark Golden. And let I tell you, Mark Golden is a descendant of Michael Manley. I've heard the stories of Michael Manley. I've read the stories. I've seen the articles. I've seen what he has done for the country. And let me tell you, Mr. Golden is working in that same line.
Listen, I can only go off of what I see people do. And when I see Mark Golden told the guy that the candidate that was on the PMP that he has to go because of what he said about scamming. And I look at the man record. And I see what his father did for Jamaica and what he has done, made his money legally and decide to come and serve the people of Jamaica. I am completely... I know people.
He's still using that money to serve the people of Jamaica. He's still using that money to serve them.
Listen, I know people because I can only go off of what you have showed me. And I've seen what Mark Golden is doing and what he has done so far. And if I have to go with anybody, I have to go with Mark based on his record. And I've seen what Andrew Olness have done.
Well, look here.
I have to go off what Andrew Olness have done.
Well,
and
look
I
here.
know what he has done is exploit the poor.
Gentlemen,
for the people.
Hold on there for me. Hold on. One at a time.
Gentlemen, I'm glad that today I stroked the ego of Mark Golden. And I'm glad that Mark Golden is a paragon of virtue and him cut now from the line of Michael Manley. I need him to get some fortitude of testicular. It shouldn't be just Mr. Peace fight. He has a person called the Minister of Justice and Constitution Reform in my good friend, Miss Donna Scott Motley. And the fight that they need to take to the JLP, they are weak. They appear to be jellyback people in this fight. Not because you have 15 members in the seat, you only want one. It only gets one spark to get a fire going. These issues are what our next Attorney General in waiting should be taking on and putting it out there, making sure that people are so informed about their constitution right that by the time she get there, she will be walking on a golden platter.
It has to start in the schools.
It has
We
to start.
must, the next
Well,
I agree with
generation.
that one.
Yes,
The
one
next,
more time. Yeah, one more, Chris. It has to start with the minister
yes.
demonstrating that
No,
the
I
education,
agree with you. I agree with you. But
education has to start with any political party that has the best interest of the Jamaican people. I am not a Manleyite. I am not a Siagahite. I am a Jamaicaite. I don't have a problem with anybody who wants to declare who they are. But you know, one of the things about it, when me hear two young men affair say, boy, we go for talk to the mayor. The last local government election, I'm still surprised that when me hear people talk about, not even the mayor of Kingston was invited by the local government, it is alleged, by the local government minister to the last 60th anniversary of a country, as somebody gave him 2 tickets, how the tickets were distributed, or the allocation this year for back to school, how it was limited in the delayed time that it came for the people sitting in municipality. Why are the PMP so quiet about these things? Why is it that you hear these things from ordinary people? That there was likely a coup that was going to be formed for the people in the mayor's constituency to change the gate of the national stadium, to name and shame the prime minister and his local government minister. Is it that when one part administration is in power, it gives them total right to disenfranchise another political side? Is that what powers are sought for? So that some people know that our party is in power, so you can't talk and we alone have the talk. We can't continue like this, brother. We can't continue and we can't keep them out. We must stop signing these damn contract about code of silence and secrecy. We're not signing no secrecy clause. As a servant of the people, no government can ever get me to sign a secrecy clause. I'm not doing it because I must be able to call you out.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Chris.
I agree with everything you just said completely. I believe, but we know who have used those the most, though. And you know, this man, he must have them by the trailer load in my office because everything is a secret to him till it's not. You know, but in terms of educating the people, I don't know. I think the best chance is for the next generation. We have to teach these. Listen, I went to school in Jamaica. I never hear anything about the Constitution, never know about it, never hear nothing about it. I live in the States, and all you can hear people talk about every day is them constitutional right. Most Jamaicans don't know what that is. So people who are ignorant of their rights, people will trample on it. And
no, but Chris, I don't know what era you live in Jamaica, but there is a book that me can find a copy of it. Let me tell you, they did us a disservice when they took civil for young Jamaicans out of school, because it was the first time I ever spent time reading a book more than 5 times apart from the Bible, that I read a book that I was very interested in because of the information, how it breaks down the branches of government and so forth. Now, a people without a knowledge of their history will once again return to slavery and call it crown, because they will see the oppression that they feel as okay because of slavery and call it.
But what we have in Jamaica is mental slavery. We have it now. If you have 70% of your population not voting, right, and I can understand why in a lot of cases, but that's the only lever you have on politicians to vote. You have to use it as a club to get them to do what you want as a people. And if you give up that right, then you have no right at all. So the man that is voting for you, you'll have to dance to his tune. And politicians don't care if they win by 1 vote. You know, I really don't think Andrew Owen care if he win by 2 votes, as long as he have the power he need. And especially in the kind of system we have, the English system we have. These people do not care about.
But again, Chris, you see why I'm saying the education have a prefix anything if change ever come. Because just as you say when you did there, you never know nothing about constitution, you don't know how it works. And basically, people just vote out them generation. So the other day, the minister said, the people them start breeding in Jamaica. Everybody said, poor people start breed, them breed too much and then they left them problem on government and other people. Now the birth rate go down. You hear Christopher Tufton come out and say, you know what? We need you breeding again. What it means. We know that the voting population is waning. The 70% that now vote, but if we can brainwash the other ones, then where come the younger ones, them sweep them up and give them a clocks and come out and give them a concert and make them feel like, all right, we care about them. That is how politics is sold. At the school level, you have to engage your children in the constitutional club. You have to have constitution club. You have to start training your leaders at that level so that they have an understanding. So you don't feed them on this bullshit about PMP, me loyal to PMP. You must see them on
Gentlemen, I have a call. I have a call. One moment, please. Good night, caller. Welcome to the program.
Good night, Jeffrey. Good night, Stefan. Good night to everybody.
Good night.
Wide and far. Tonight, you see? Tonight, me just want to put in my little 2 cents. Good night, look, good night, good night.
Me there, my mother, me da wonder how you not reach her yet.
I want to send a message to the Prime Minister, to the church, the judiciary, you call them.
Judiciary, yeah, man, same one.
Yes. To the PSOJ and to the good art laborite. We are one, and to the well-thinking Jamaican people. Remember, laborite and PMP, not the wage paper. We are Jamaican. We are parents. We are grandparents. No, I want to ask all of the good people in. Come with me. Walk down the road with me. It's a wholeness. You just a whole Jamaica people at ransom. Why are you doing this? You don't believe that one day you're going to dead? All the power we are crave for and the abuse we are do to the Jamaican people. It not going to work out, you know, sir. You're not going to bitter. You take $30 million and you spend it on a by-election where you know you are going to win a safe seat that. You have another part of Jamaica where the people them who have no representative, have no farm, they're labor and PMP. You neglect them just to put in Samud, Macho Samuda, we born in England. And the other day, we make one abaloo. Say Mark Gold in English and him a Master Mark and him a Baka Master and Mark Gold in born in Jamaica. Is it them say you cannot judge a man by the color of his skin? Mark Golding born at Jamaica, go to school at Jamaica, work at Jamaica, live at Jamaica, married at Jamaica, and have a family. I no disrespect him and no go to all tell our life on him. And yet still no take Macho Samuda. You spend 30 million. Don't a sentence we are you know take a walk, go to the hospital, go before the time.
Hold on if you miss Hold on if you miss Hold on there. I want to show a video here. I want you to listen to this. Watch this video here, gentlemen, and I don't miss you can watch it. Hold on there.
Yeah, man.
Hold on, Miss P, hold on. So all of them have to go sentence this today. PM, the PM wife, Mr. Mantic, and others. And you hear what the Prime Minister come in and hold on there. When you hear the puck up with the Prime Minister come at the place, pan. Rumbudidu, 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 rumbudidu. All he want to know, Miss P. All he want to know is a turban, is a turban to tie up his head with 10 pencils on roller, you know. Go ahead.
One, Missy one video pan on Tom show where see Obama did it. Tie up his head with a pencil pushing out. You know, see that part there?
No, sir.
Yes. In the pan on Tom show today. The other man have once like a robe and some pencils stick up in her head.
Look.
Back to my little thing.
Look, hold on, Miss Luke.
No call me name, me not in the warrior story video. Me not the panic video. Because the one of them was Kevin Sinclair. Me not in that video, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I know, make them come but now. Look at them. What's the Davos, you know?
I know them are listening, you know. We have no teacher. I look how much money you spend and look at your boys. You see where don't have Santana do? We have no teacher. We have less police. Since even I watch one news where Trinidad say, him no man fi send a 80. No boots him not send down there. All right. We are less soldier, less fireman, no nurse and a little bit of nurse, less doctor in the hospital, no bed, no medication, no road. No Lego JPS did sell and 4 per week. Them no under no guidance. Them just do what they want to do with people. Nobody for hold them accountable. Right? No good public transportation. Right? Talk it out now. You're more public servant. You know, pay them good. $15,000 a week you give people for minimum wage. When one brother was $700, pound of chicken back at $350 and $400 a pound, Mr. Prime Minister. Look at yourself. Look at Bush Stewart as an example. Who will a Bush Stewart bed? Who will a house now? Who are driving car? Who are doing business? Look at the Queen. If money could have buy life, the Queen wouldn't dead. Remember me, I tell you that. The cry of the people is upon you, sir. The cry of the people. You take the police force and you transform it into a
Mama P. Mama P. The Bible says when
Mama P.
The Bible says when the wicked rule, the people suffer. When the righteous rule, the people rejoice. $30 million when St. Elizabeth residents will vote Jamaica Labour Party for every seat in the parish. Still, after try to salvage their life, to come back out of burial. So if the people of Jamaica want to continue, I would like to play the Michael Jackson song that says, all I want to say that they don't really care about us. But people have to make the hard decision if them going to continue to be fed on a healthy diet of lies and empty promises. While the people of St. Elizabeth, while many schools are still struggling to open their doors, the Speaker of the House and the highest public servant in the land that has become our Lord and Master can find $30 million to give to a despot like Milton Samuda to run in a local government, to run in an election when the country is due for a general election. And the Prime Minister went in and said to his audience and his followers, warm up, fire their musmus tail, and him think a cool breeze. It is time that the people of Jamaica put this foolishness aside. The diehardness of the party over the life of the Jamaican people. Because you see me and you sit down here and start chat, about 10 Jamaican dead a while ago. And none of them come from the Samuda Wholeness household. They come from ordinary communities ordinary people who don't have the Vibes Cartel money to help themselves in the courts or to buy lawyers. It is a shame that a prime minister can be prostituted himself in this regard while his people are suffering.
Let me interject, Jeffrey, before your program come to. I just want to bring up the gentleman that died in the airport, because I think I sent you something, Jeffrey, earlier in the day, and it was such a travesty. It was such a travesty. That entity, Sanchez Airport, generate billions of dollars every year. And millions of people pass through that airport every year. And you don't have that.
Chris, hold on there. Yes, a Sanchez International Airport generate millions of dollars a year.
No, billions.
Where the money go, Chris?
That, well, we know it, you know, it goes to the shareholders that have part of the company. But
Mexicans.
Yes.
Yes, it is a damn shame. It is a damn shame that Jamaica has 2 international airports and there's not a medical bay, a sick bay at the hospital with an ambulance.
Because Jeffrey, this could have happened. This could have happened to any one of us, or our parents, or our brother, or anybody coming through that airport. That man died like a dog, panting for a little oxygen, and people squabbling over a $400 to get an ambulance to him. What a disgrace! And this man down there parading and having an election. How would it come to this, Jeffrey and the panel? How did Jamaica devolve into this state?
Christopher, the fact of the matter is, as I said on this program a couple of days now, and I've been saying it from a long time, we are seeing the problem from outside of Jamaica. Is it that the people of our country not seeing the problem? Do you think, hold on for me, do you think that we overseas are going to solve Jamaica's problem if the people of our country don't get up and say enough is enough? If the people don't get up from Negril Point to Morant Point, the people of Kenya got up and say enough is enough. The people of Sri Lanka did so. Why are we sitting down?
Jeffrey, I ask myself that question every day when I look on from where I am. Listen, Jeffrey, I don't know if I told you this story. I attempted to buy a house in Montego Bay. And of course, you know, I was robbed and we walk away from the deal and all of that. And I ended up buying a house in Barbados because, you know, unlike us in Jamaica, the Byran don't talk a lot, but they act. You know, just like how they get up and tell the Queen to take a hike. We create a religion, the Rastafarism religion in Jamaica. We create a lot of noise, but we don't tend to do things. We are people of DJ culture. We like to talk and we like to hear ourselves talk. But when it comes to the action, that's something completely different. These are the islands, they don't say a lot, but they do more in terms of what they need to get done. I don't know what it will take, Jeffrey, and the panel. I don't know, and I sit and I wonder about these questions every day as a Jamaican who loves Jamaica. What will it take? And how did we become such a masquerade as a people that we are a character of some kind of cartoonish kind of culture where we get up and we make a lot of noise and we like.
Chris, you know how that happened? You kill
Chris.
Hold on there, hold on. Let me just check in. Miss P, give me 2 minutes, please.
Yeah.
Because and then, you know, we can have Luke come on. Give me 2 minutes, Miss P.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Miss P, 2 minutes.
Okay. Yes, I'm going to touch up right there. I just said about people like we know, we're coward. It's not with that coward. Remember now, Mr. Christopher. Back then, people could have demonstrated and no police not come look for you. Open your eye and look and see what's happening in Jamaica. This is what I was talking about. The police force becomes something different. If you come out and demonstrate and even talk, you got dead and your family got dead. But it's a really tight now when that touch the police, them that touch everybody I think that. it a touch the press, I touch everybody. So when you continue to doing that, you can't go tell the police nothing. Remember, say Fitzgerald come out and tell you say there's a gang in the police force near Yuko gang or Rancho gang or whatever. We don't know who are the head, the deputy, the treasurer. So if you even know something you want you can't go tell the police car by the time you tell it. Last station I make a report, I say, yeah, you're dead mysteriously. And that's how come out and he don't like this so. Just like a dead dog road you take and flee away.
Yes.
So that happened to Jamaica. Jamaican could have come out one time, demonstrate peacefully, and nobody not target you. Not do nothing. But you cannot do that now.
Yes.
If you even look at the talk about that Jeffrey Rohan there, I am calling on the St. Police divisional officer who respond, a commanding officer. I was at Brownstown yesterday, and I see 3 young police officers. Then just need breast milk without no supervisor. They wasn't harassing nobody, but they do not equip to be on the road by themselves. Whosoever will listen to the police hierarchy, who know have to do better. The man them a pull over a vehicle and bounce down and stuck it out. And before they make the vehicle come out on the road and process paper what them a look for. And the way them a behave, then don't even know what them a look for. Come here, watch them in the one spot and watch them. You know, condemn them because you have to have young and old. But you cannot send out a police officer. Those rookie police, the young police, you mean, without any senior supervisor.
Yes.
No matter how you study and pass and know the thing, theory, you're not going to get it until you can do it practical. Them the 3 little boys, they look like if never hear a certain boss, they can't drive gun. They can't walk good and young. They need training.
Yes.
Okay?
All right, Miss B.
All right.
Thank you for calling in. Luke,
All
go
right.
ahead.
Yeah, man.
Jeffrey,
Yes, Miss B.
I think it's time that you change that expression about Jamaica now stand up. We are standing up, but not in the numbers that you are seeing. As a Jamaican on your program, I have come on here and have become the target of government and JLP supporters because there's nowhere I can walk down and them hear my name. And you know, hear them and tell me about, so you the pan surely go against the peer, them to kill you. So don't say that. Many of us don't have the support. We don't have one legal defense fund, right? We want to talk, but we have to remember that we belong to family and we belong to a community of people who may not be at the level that we are. But you must, in truth and in fact, don't be disingenuous when you say, if we don't see, we see it, but what we can do. Earlier on, as I said to you, in the upcoming election, I have to just influence the people in my circles. The immediate people in my circle, one to each one, and hope that the gospel get out. Just like the gospel of Jesus Christ. As long as there has been a gospel of Jesus Christ, more people have died in the name of Jesus than any other name on the planet Earth. Because people corrupt every system of good and turn it into evil. The fact of the matter is that we should have our own one legal defense fund in Jamaica. Because if you can be targeting bloggers now, sending police to their house, just as how you see a man come out to the police and 2 minutes later you hear gun, 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 boom, boom, boom. That's part of the fear factor that a lot of us speak of. How many of the people on your platform, if tomorrow morning I get arrested, will contribute to my legal defense fund for standing up as a Jamaican living at home? And so that is why we are delighted that more people in the diaspora that are speaking up. But you also have to look that you have not given us any assurance that if tomorrow morning that this corrupt system of governance starts to attack us on a personal level, that we will have the assurance that the backing of our diaspora brothers and sisters will come to our aid. So it's not fair. People talk. We not just talk on a veranda. We come on Jeffrey Tavares.
Well, what I hear you saying is that you guys living in a police state.
Then brother,
It's a police state we're living in Jamaica, because I don't live in Jamaica. I have to ask this question. As I said, I haven't lived in Jamaica in a couple of decades. But from what you're saying, you guys are living in fear of a police state. And I've said this on a couple platforms that I think Andrew Holness has turned the police into a paramilitary force. Him dress them like one. Them seem to be reacting like one. And this guy, I know is dangerous. I try to tell people this is the most dangerous politician we've ever had. This guy is very dangerous. But when I listen to you saying those things, the only thing I can say is that Jamaicans are living in a police state. If you are afraid to speak up because the politician going to release their goons, which is the police force, on them and come pull them out from under beds, then which other title you can use but a police state to say Jamaica is now half or partially a police state, or whatever the case.
Chris, the other day I was talking to a barber, and him said to me, say, Mr. Cook, your ears are nearly dead. I said, what you talk about, Brandon? And he shared with me. Him said, the other night I was doing some work in my barber shop. Me da wash out the barber shop, and we da do some minor repair. I went outside and I sat down. And just as I sat down, I felt what I didn't realize at the time it was a gun that was that somebody used and actually juke me in my neck. That's a female exact word. And him said, him never even look around. He was looking on the phone, and him literally backs off the hand. And when him realized it lit against the iron, him turn on and say, what kind of joke this in around with, man? And it was 3 soldiers. And he said those military officers took him on in the dark, further from where the barber shop was, and the assault that they carried out on him. Him couldn't believe that these were soldiers, because they never normally once upon a time Jamaicans respected the soldier, and
yes.
they carried a higher, the Jamaican people had a higher level of regard. Of course, we're living in a police state, and that the politics of the day affects everybody. You have a commanding officer assuring a member of the public when he was assaulted by an elected representative that he will call the gentleman. And you have somebody in the conversation saying to you, but why is it that every time we have a gathering, them same police here is coming to these gathering when the PMP have one? The police force has not come out and demonstrated that they are going to clean up the police force from men and women in this force that continue to act above the law, take advantage of the Jamaican people. Now, a policeman once said to me, don't make me catch you out a road in any dark space. And when me go to police complain about that man. Look here, brother. You have to call a man in the police force where you know say his name is feared like the name of Jesus. For call the man and tell him to allow me alone. Me have to ask the man if he is just a human predator. Why you were calling my phone? Remember, say a man were working at the media, and he was a DC, he was a district constable. Took the idea of a woman, followed her home and raped her. Right? So nobody must be fooled to think that people don't want to stand up. But you also know that you're going to be targeted by, look, when you hear Warmington talk, look at all these people talk. These people talk like they're goons. They're not afraid of nobody. Remember me know where you live. Remember me know where you try to pick them go to school. They are not afraid to say to people, we will use whatever means necessary to get what we want. So the one-down system in our political affair, in our police force, in our military force, look at how many teachers and students have been badly sexualized by teachers in our learning institution.
Yes.
But it's wrong and strong. And the only way you can combat that is that people at the local level must start voting for people at their local level. Vote for the man where you live near. So when him not do it, you can't go and yard, go make up nights, you have to wait till him go. Or cabinet, or him go to the municipality, where them can use the police to bar you. If this was a country where service of the leadership class was on show, would you have had a demonstration of law-abiding citizens saying to their mayor and elected representative, we need to talk to you? And then it ended up that somebody come out there, come literally tell you, you need a shot in your mouth. Brethren, what more you want than that? So it is, the violence is begetting the violence. Because if you shoot a man there, remember, say somebody on field side I go shoot one and the bloodletting start again. So what it is, when you have failure of the leadership, it is for us at the diaspora level and the local level to have big press conference about a disgraceful politician in Jamaica who behaved that he or she is above the law, and therefore show disregard to the citizens and their opinion, and ask for those people to be removed. And if they are not removed by the leaders within their own political party, then the Constitution Court, we need more people in the Constitution Court with the fortitude of testicular to stand up and show what the Constitution, what the letters of the Constitution are. You are the DPP who showed no regard for the tenure of her contract and was being fought for with vim and vigor. That there are so many people in lockup, Christopher, who can plead, whose matter have not been brought before the court.
What you're saying is this: with all of it, and Jamaica is crawling with lawyers, by the way. When I went to a university graduation a couple of years ago, and half of the people that graduated was from the law school, and so you don't have people in the society who are lawyers who can take up cases and form organization, and we can fund it from overseas.
The legal profession in Jamaica, and I made no apology, are a bunch of human vampires. A man was in Kingston conducting his legal business. He's now identified in St. Mary, having been charged for murder. His matter was before the court, and the evidence now goes to show, and him have one of the biggest lawyer, 1,000 on his matter. The record shows that he was at downtown. The picture from the bank footage showed that he was downtown at the time that the murder was supposed to have taken place. And that man's matter have been moved to 2026. Means that this brother have to report 2 times a day to a police station, knowing that him never commit a crime. And sometime when him go to work and have to go meet the deadline, it's hard for him because him buck up in a traffic and he's a trailer driver. So when you talk about lawyers, the ones that are graduating, they are human parasites. They steal fees and you have to pay them for their legal services. It's $1 million that man family had to come up with to retain the service of a Mr. 1,000, right? And it's not alleged. That's who his lawyer is. Now, how many Jamaicans have $1 million, Chris? You don't see a plethora. After the death of Antoinette Orton, you have not seen a plethora of lawyers who will lend themselves and dead like Norman Manley, a pauper, to defend the ordinary Jamaican citizen using the Constitution of Jamaica and explaining to a court their rights. A man died in the gun court, having been there in 40 years, that they knew that he had mental health issues. He was never brought back to court to plead. And when they found the man, the man was only skeleton, right? That is how you treat your people. Now you judge a country, how it treated its disabled, its widow, and its miscreant. Right? You judge a country by that. Andrew Holness has created austerity for the ordinary Jamaicans to have their day in court because the judge themselves, the judge get increased before politician. And when you go to the unjust court, the judge speak to you like you're a yard boy and try to demonstrate how your lack of being able to speak like the Vumvava and the Vumvavi, you are to be mocked, scorned, and scoffed at. You try to talk for yourself in one of them Jamaica court. You know when I used to walk the police station and when me used to find out who in a detain and not get no visit from the duty council. You know how much people in a lock up no know say they have one big list of a lawyer where they instead to give free service. If you have one little 10,000 package, figure them every other week. Dog nyam your supper.
My God.
Well, let me say this.
Human parasite.
I know that Andrew Holness have nothing but disdain for the poor. And I can tell you, I give you an example during the pandemic when he sat with the guy that and gave the interview and him talk about the man going to the corner shop. And those are the people spreading the thing. Remember, I mentioned that him was the super spreader when him called the election in the middle of the pandemic, or that him big shot friend them was uptown having party and drinking champagne. But is this disdain for the guy, the local people, them who have to come out of them house to buy them little chicken back at the corner shop. Those are the people in pick on. Because he seems a bully by nature, in pick on the weak. And him use the police force to bully people. And him is a atypical want-to-be dictator, masquerading as a statesman.
Gentlemen, sorry for me. We have 2 more minutes leave on the program. We got to wrap up tomorrow morning. It's a long day for me.
All right, Jeffrey.
In the morning. So get 2 minutes.
No wind me up and get me started, then you go with the 2 minutes. Me not do 2 minutes, me have longevity. No, come with your 2 minutes. But the fact of the matter though, Chris, is not that people no want talk, Because even when Andrew ran against Ardley Shaw, the Labour right themselves know that Ardley did for winning, And then they go flip the script and Ardley and offer some more money for the delegate, Let me tell you what Jamaica real problem. Delegates. You see them? If anybody could ask God to strike them dead, they have sold us again and again on the Amistad for a pot of porridge. That's how some of them get 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom houses. How they sit at the top and scheme because they will never stand up for this land, this piece of rock that we love. They sell us over and over. Look here, them rape without a condom over and over. Delegates.
Let me ask you this question. I know Jeffrey said we have to wrap it up, and you're on the ground in Jamaica, and I try and keep as close to the ground as possible. You are on the ground. How do we get out of this predicament? Because from where I sit, it look bad. Them talk about 2030 and this and that. Well, we know that's a pipe dream and not going to happen. But how we start turning this thing around? Because
great question. If all of you in all of the countries of the world who love this rock, we're going to go Cornwall, Middlesex, and Surrey, and we're going to run what is called the Jamaica Youth Service Redevelopment Program. And part of the curriculum for you to participate in there, no matter where you come from, no Canadian, African, speak one iota English, you just have to want to love your community and do something in there. We're going to say to this generation, you're going to come up with projects of economic growth, environment development, and public education that must underpin public safety and civic pride. And we're going to educate you about what it is to be a citizen of a country. And we're going to help these young people to spawn successful projects within their community that is not dependent on government funding, it's not dependent on a political ideology, but it's people power working on the ground for a better Jamaica. If you not want to make that investment in Jamaica, then stop the talk shop, because the generation that I belong to, they are corrupt. Up at the university when they're campaigning, PMP and JLP, them tell you, yeah man, if you want money, you have to go in politics, man. Join one of the known two gang them in Jamaica, the biggest two gang in Jamaica, and you will be rich. That is how you created Mr. Mention, young man where they sell car up, you will put you were in disrepute and come back on turn MP. You have to stop the criminality and celebrating of criminality at the leadership level. You should have nothing in Jamaica named after Edward Thiago. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Knowing the history of this country. But when you celebrate a known criminal that started this whole violent cycle of Jamaica still in Jamaica, then you think say the birth of Vibes Cartel wasn't going to be evident. You know, more young people are listening to Vibes Cartel than the Prime Minister of this country. If Vibes Cartel go to any political party now and say, I can deliver you in Jamaica 2 million votes, him can do it. He can do it. That's the level of influence he has because the ordinary people see him and Cashpot as their only hope of surviving in this hostile Jamaica. Tomato is at $500 a pound. Carrot is $400 a pound. Callaloo is $350 for you to buy a bunch of.
You know one thing that upset me, let me say this, is the people them that I see go to Jamaica and them come back up here and them treat Jamaica like Disney World, right? Them go to Jamaica and them come back, them stay at the hotels and them run on for a couple of days and them have a good time. And these are Jamaicans. And they will tell you, Jamaica nice and this and that, and you know, why don't you move back and this and that. And you cannot engage them in a serious conversation about all the malaise and the problems in the country. They don't want to hear it. You understand?
No, because you know why they don't want to hear it? And we got to go now. You know why they don't want to hear it? Because they want to save, according to them, brand Jamaica. That's all they think about is this brand Jamaica.
No,
Jamaica is a brand.
No, Jeffrey. They want to ensure that when the Old Dog Award is given out next month, that they get national honors and they can talk about who them rub shoulder with. I wrote to a Jamaican group of men about a young man that I met coming out of the ophthalmologist on Saturday who was a swimmer in this country and would have made Jamaica proud. He became 34 on Sunday. And I said to them, gentlemen, him upon a mental health pill. But if he stay upon there and we give him like a clean clothes, the upper him house full up a chink. He must sleep in a chink-infested bed. Nobody remember you when you're poor and you suffer. Everybody want to be your friend when you have it. And I appeal to these gentlemen, these well-thinking, everybody who love Jamaica, who spend thousands of dollars to come to a conference to be told a lie. You remember that song that said, tell me a lie? That is what they come down here. Because me could have come to one conference year after year. The biannual conference of the diaspora. And part of that is not to go talk to the people them where we're up America. Some are we are suffer. Some are we in Canada, England, Europe, outside of Europe, China, the farthest place where say we love Jamaica land, we love. And there is never a people conference. The people them where you know much people in Jamaica when they hear diaspora, they say what that. They don't know what I mean. And you're giving your money for brand Jamaica and the people don't know who is making the sacrifice. I don't see some of them have it.
Even the people right here in the United States asking, what is the diaspora? What is the diaspora? Gentlemen, we got to go.
All right, Jeffrey, I'll talk to you. And it was a pleasure talking to you, guys. I hope we can talk again.
Yeah, man.
And we need you, so...
Look here, if you have to talk to me and you can't help the little sick youth. One time I could them put one man on Jeffrey program and me fly go a Waterhouse. And I can tell you, sir, nobody follow on any promise. People just listen to story and be moved by it, but we're not actually. You see, we must be hearers of the word, you know, we must be doers. And you see, if more of us now do, the people them are going to continue to take the $3,000. We have to do. And we
Yeah.
have to do it in such a strategic way that when we put our money, it'll reach all heap of people. We need to make sure that the young man getting medication and buy little food till we can get the poor relief department for put him on the program. So him can get him rent pay because he live up at McIntyre, up at Augustown, and the people them seem to like him and remember the days. I have heard stories from people now. No, somebody said them see me I walk on outside plaza with madman. Me have a problem. Cause enough a week in a clean clothes and we mad. Cause me know me in a clean clothes and sometimes I think me mad. Cause the way how me look on things is far different from how I see it. And all of us have that little 1 or 2% of madness. Some of us just waiting for
No,
something
no,
from
it's a real thing. I know exactly what you're talking about. I have friends with their kids and with mental issues, and so we all know. I know what you're talking about. So I'll talk to Jeffrey though. I'll talk to Jeffrey and I'll
Yes.
have him reach out to you.
All right, gentlemen. I want to say
All
thanks for
right,
being on the program.
all right, Jeffrey.
Thank you, Christopher.
Take
So Luke,
care. Yeah.
yeah, man. So Luke George Cook, my good
Eh,
friend.
the person when I go buy the ticket for come and Washington, when me never get no ticket, tell them to give my friend the money cause he need the medication. In called me since night before the program and tell me say he might hear the voices coming back. Well, me hear the voices that come back in my head because I can't sleep when I know that a Jamaican can sleep without food. Right? Me can't go sleep tonight because right now me I wonder what me having in my house in Valley. I don't know what I can sell. Because but me not intend for be a big guy for day. We must have something
And that
that
is
can
why,
help.
you know something, Luke? That is why I do not, to be honest, I do not come on my program and ask anybody for anything anymore. Because this is not me. I do this program because I like what I do. Right now I'm using my wife's laptop. Because the old Mac what me have, I keep on begging for a laptop and my wife said, stop doing it. Stop it. We
Yeah,
soon get
man.
a
Yeah,
laptop.
man. It's like to listen to the story and participate. But the real way of addressing or changing a nation is by changing our attitude towards the people
Thank you.
who are suffering.
Thank you.
That's how you change a nation.
Yep.
Kindness is contagious and it helps people to start to see the disposition of other
And
people.
you know something, Luke, and we gotta go because you know I really have to get for tomorrow morning. But you know something, Luke, what we do as Jamaicans is that we have the tendency of tearing on each other and spread propaganda and make some false news about each other. And I think majority of us love to hear it when nothing goes like that.
Yeah,
When
man. Well,
we-
if me hear all of the slander what them are bring against you, and as I said to you, you don't have to defend yourself. The truth is in the mix, and it will come out. Anytime you start to defend yourself, you're actually feeding into those people who live their life for God banditry. That you never did them, me never did them, me no know. And me not go judge you. Everybody have had their shortcomings. But you see, anytime 5 or 6 black people get together, look for a cat a wamping because everybody want to be leader, but nobody want to be follower.
true, true.
Everybody want to be the head. But nobody no want just say, you know what? Let me follow Jeffrey. Because I him start the movement. And anytime Jeffrey starts hitting, we have to mash down theme brand. So our one can look good. We need to come out of that. I remember coming on this program with Carlos and saying that Jamaica don't need nobody. No one man and one woman to save it. And the man looked at me in the program and said, why are you fighting against we when we getting our little accolade? Me never join this program for accolade. Me join it for action. Not a bag of mouth. Action. That is why I come onto your program with the hope that we will become a people of action. We will write policy. We will write a constitution that reflects the wish and the desire and the aspiration of all Jamaican from every walk of life. Because it's truly out of many one people. When you go and go talk about British, you know, go tell me, pitch me against one brown skin man. It's not the color of a man's skin me care about. It's the content of his character and the melanin of his heart. Because me not see color, me see people. But when you show me your ugly side, I will show you mine. I will wrap my head and put in my pencil and go too. Now I forgot what we are man church. It's part of my history.
But you know something, Luke. You said something that, and I don't defend myself with nothing, because you know what? I serve an awesome God. I serve an awesome God, and all I have to do is go down on my knees and I pray to my God. My God do the work. I don't have to lift my mouth to say anything or lift my hand to do anything, or call any member of my family to put any suit against anybody, because I know my God is my God, and I know the God that I serve. My good friend Luke George Cook, thank you for coming on the program, my good friend.
My good friend and brother Jeffrey Tavares, always a pleasure to be with you and your audience. Yeah, always a pleasure to have such healthy discourse. Always a pleasure to talk about Jamaica, land, the whole I will love. Big up yourself, my brother. Walk good. The
Walk
many
good.
they are, them say, many are the affliction of the righteous. For you see, if you never have no use, somebody not look for you. Nobody not listen to you. Nobody not pay no man. They call me, don't spend this program and tell me I believe it. But here, my granny say you either dazzle them with your brilliance or wow them with your bullshit. Well, I am going to do one of it. You can't silence me. You can't put me in a little corner. You can't put me in a no naughty corner. This are the rock. And me I go fight for this with everything me have inside of me.
Indeed. Indeed, my friend. And as I always said on this program before I go, do not let your mouth write a check that you ask cannot cash. Be careful what you said about others. Until you hear my voice again, let us stand up for this piece of rock that we call home. Let's continue to be the voice of the voiceless Jamaicans. Let's continue to fight for Jamaica land we love. Doesn't matter who is in power. We are and we will remain Jamaicans. When we were born, we wasn't born a member of the People's National Party.
You're right.
Or a member of the Jamaica Labour Party.
Do you know I'm the
We were born a Jamaican. Let's continue to fight for the piece of rock in the Caribbean Sea. That gem of the Caribbean. If we truly love this country, let's fight for Jamaica and don't tear down each other. Let's fight for the land that we love, that we can leave a Jamaica behind for children. That when their history books are written, they can say yes. A Jeffrey Tavares, a Luke George Cook, and others has written and has stand up for this piece of rock. May God bless you. May God bless all of you. And continue to like, share, and subscribe to the Make We Talk Jeffrey Tavares YouTube channel. What's going on here? Continue to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. May God bless you and may God bless our island home, Jamaica land we love. Have a great night, everyone.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk, people.
Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represent yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affect the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represent yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affect the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk.